Intro. Welcome to Fabriano, and thank you for choosing the itinerary Images of Power between 1200 and 1600. This itinerary was prepared by Class 3rd CT, specializing in tourism, of the High School Morea Vivarelli in Fabriano, in collaboration with the association Zuzzurellando between Marche and Umbria. The itinerary reconstructs the stages of the great history of Fabriano between the 13th and 17th centuries, through the most relevant images of the city. Enjoy your visit. Step number 1. The city coat of arms in the Zuzzurellando fountain. The legend says that, thanks to the wise blacksmith Mastro Marino, the lords of Castelvecchio and Castelnuovo made peace after a long period of war, giving rise to Fabriano. The blacksmith is remembered in a city coat of arms while he beats the metal on the anvil above a bridge under which the river Janus flows. The blacksmith guild, especially in the Middle Ages, had a very important role in the city and contributed decisively to the great economic and commercial development of the city. Step number 2. Fresco of the Wheel of Fortune on the voltone of the Palazzo del Podestà. The construction of the Palazzo del Podestà began in 1255. It is a building in Romanesque Gothic style, similar to a bridge, and its pointed voltone boasts a fresco that shows a female figure moving a wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, and two warriors. This theme is linked to the fact that the political power was not stable at that time, even though the city was living a moment of great economic prosperity, achieved thanks to the paper trade. Step number 3. Sant'Agostino Chapel in the Church of Sant'Agostino. The chapel, just to the right of the altar, boasts the Gothic frescoes by the master of Sant'Agostino, whose selected events do not depict Agostino as a doctor of the church, but instead have the dual purpose of striking the popular imagination and increasing the political weight of the Guelph side in a city with a strong Ghibelline propensity. Step number 4. Chapel of San Lorenzo in the Cathedral of San Venanzio. In the Chapel of San Venanzio, in 1360, Allegretto Nuzzi represented in 12 scenes the stories of San Lorenzo, the first deacon of Rome, according to the story of Jacopo da Varagine. The scenes represented and the style, characterized by the simplification of the figures and a decorative and linear line of great elegance, testify to the refined taste that circulated in the flourishing Fabriano at the time of the Chiavelli. Step number 5. Chapel of Sant'Orsola in the Church of San Domenico. In the Church of San Domenico, which was renovated during the 13th century, the Chapel of Sant'Orsola contains some refined frescoes by Allegretto Nuzzi, depicting biblical episodes from the life of Sant'Orsola. The sumptuous style of Allegretto Nuzzi here, too, confirms the great economic availability of a client mostly made up of a wealthy merchant bourgeoisie. Step number 6. The chapter house of the Convent of San Domenico. In the chapter house of the Convent of San Domenico, Antonio da Fabriano painted a monumental fresco dated around 1480, with the crucifix adored by San Pietro Martire e San Domenico, and two groups of Dominicans behind them. At that time, Fabriano was under the papal government and it was living its last year of prosperity. Step number 7. The choir in the Church of San Benedetto. In the Church of San Benedetto in 1600, a holy year, Simone de Magistris, author of undoubtable fame, painted a cycle of frescoes by the stories of San Silvestro Guzzolini, right above the choir where, in 1435, the massacre of the lords of Fabriano took place. This will be the last important client in the city before the suppression, in 1610, of the figure of the Podestà. Step number 8. The curtain in the Gentile da Fabriano Theatre. Gentile da Fabriano was born in Fabriano around 1370. Unfortunately, the city no longer has any original work of the teacher. In 1875, Luigi Serra decided to celebrate the painter by decorating the curtain of the Gentile Theatre with the triumph of Gentile da Fabriano, a masterpiece that enhances his figure, his friends, and the place in which he worked. Conclusion. The itinerary, the Images of Power between 1200 and 1600, ends here. Thanks for your attention.